Hey Sasha, how you doing? Haven't seen you out in a while since your breakup.
Yeah, I haven't been out since we broke up. Can't believe you're here.
Look, we're all just here to have fun tonight. How about we just forget about it and just enjoy our night?
I can't get over it. Tell me, everyone loves you. For God's sake, they call you a fucking alpha, but they don't really know you.
Yeah, I'm not doing this right now. Let's just enjoy our night and we'll work this out some other time.
But it's going down. My house party, party. Welcome to my house party, party. Welcome to my house party, party.
Hey, Johnny. How's it going, kid? Shots? Why not? Let's go. See you later, man. Here she is, my wife. Babe, how's it going?
What do you want now, Tony?
Oh, I'm thinking, I feel kind of bad about what happened. Can I just buy you a drink, an olive branch, if you will?
After all the trouble you caused me, the last thing I need from you is a drink.
You know what? Never mind. I try to be nice and all I get is shit for it. Can we just have one conversation about this like adults and just bury the hatchet?
Fine, you live close enough. I guess we could go talk.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Tony, you can come into my office now. Yep. So do you know why I called you into my office today, Tony?
Congratulate me on my grades. Maybe bring home the national bowling title.
Well, the 10th frame was a nail-biter. It's not the reason why you got called in today. Do you happen to know a girl by the name of Sasha?
Yeah, I do. We dated a little while back. Just ended up not working out.
Well, she came into my office on Monday and I was told that you sexually assaulted her on Saturday after you left the bar. There was also several people who saw you leave with her while you were visibly intoxicated.
Dean Cohen, this is a big misunderstanding. We went back to my house to have a conversation about our past. There was nothing that happened. I promise you, there was no sexual assault. And not for nothing, she wasn't exactly sober either. People are telling you that I was the one that was intoxicated.
Well, look, Tony, I'm not accusing anyone just yet. Obviously, this is something I have to hear both sides on. There's a strict procedure that the school offers with dealing with circumstances like this, and I want to inform you of what's going to go on and hear your side of the story. Your academic and athletic standing with the school is pristine, and you're the last person I would assume would ever do something like that. But, however, you have to understand the magnitude of the situation.
I can assure you, I would never do something like that. I mean, I was raised with morals. My mother taught me how to treat women. I've never had an issue like this in the past. You can't possibly think that I would do something like this.
Well, Tony, as much as I'd like to believe you, your academic and athletic record, again, are outstanding. The school policy prevents me from doing so. We will be having an expulsion meeting in my office tomorrow, and we're going to hear both sides of the story as well as have a third party there to judge.
Okay, if that's what we have to do, I'll cooperate, but I just want you to hear my side of the story.
Thank you both for coming in today. This is Johnny C. He's going to be our third party mediator hearing both sides of your story. Before we begin, I'd like to make you both aware that if any of you are lying during this meeting, there will be academic repercussions. Sasha, the accusations you are making are of great magnitude, and I'd like to make you aware that Tony could lose his scholarship, his PBL offer, his friends, his reputation, and more importantly, his family will be shunned from this community if you proceed with these accusations and he's found to be guilty. Do you still want to proceed with them?
Yes, I still want to proceed. I thought we were just going back to his place to talk, but when we got in his house, he grabbed me and threw me on the couch. And then he assaulted me. I tried to stop him, but he was so drunk I couldn't do anything. After it happened, he told me to get out, and that's when I ran out of his house. I was too afraid to tell any of my friends, and I was almost too afraid to come and tell you about it. But what he did to me was wrong, and I think he needs to face the appropriate consequences for his actions.
Thank you, Sasha, for telling your side of the story, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But I have to give Tony now the opportunity to present his side.
Yeah, so I went to the bar, I ran into her, and I just wanted to make sure that she was doing okay, so I did. I felt like I was constantly being berated by her at the bar for just trying to be a nice person. I asked her if she wanted to have a conversation. She said yes, so we went back to my house, and that's exactly what took place. We had a conversation. Did voices get raised? Probably. It was kind of a heat of the moment situation, but in the end, I didn't put a hand on her. I didn't touch her, and the accusations that I'm being charged with are something that I never did.
Now that you both have spoken, it's time to bring forth some of the evidence that came up in this case. Campus Safety offered video footage of you two leaving the bar, walking back home to Tony's apartment, entering the building, walking down the hallway, and then entering his specific room to have your conversation or whatever did occur. Now, there's eyewitness testimony that hears banging, screaming, and loud yelling going on in the room that places some sort of activity beyond just a normal conversation that both of you reference. Tony, this is pretty damning evidence on your end. It does not bode well for you. Do you still wish to proceed with your accusations for this upstanding man, Sasha?
That's for all the pain he caused me over the past several months. I felt somewhat connected to the school when we were dating. Now I have no friends. The friends I had left me because they think I only wanted to stay with Tony for his future money and success. The friends I had, they think I'm some sort of a gold digger.
Understood, Sasha. So you say that Tony was being flirtatious and had some sort of intent to bring you home to have sex that night?
Yes.
Were these your intentions?
No, my intention was to have a simple conversation, like we agreed on at the bar.
So, as I review the video clip here, I can see you two entering Tony's apartment, and then in the corner of the video clip, Tony's blinds are open. What this means is that I can see you two sitting down on the couch. Then I can see Tony pushing you onto the couch, grabbing, yelling, screaming. This verifies the neighbor's testimony that there was this yelling, banging, and screaming. But there's no definitive proof beyond this that Tony did what you're accusing him of.
Why would I lie about something like this? Why would I put myself, my history, my personality, and my cares aside? Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I don't have eyes. I eat the same food, feel the same pain, and I'm healed by the same medicine. If you prick me with a pin, I bleed the same as you. If you poison my reputation, didn't I die the same as you?
While all of this may be true, Sasha, but your accusations simply do not carry enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt at this point. Myself and Dean Cohen will discuss the final verdict of this tribunal. Thank you two for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.
So where are you at with this?
You know, as much as I'd like to believe Sasha, I just can't. I've known Tony for so long. He's been such an upstanding member of the school community that the downfall of him would be the crippling of our school's reputation. And as the dean, I don't think we can afford that type of negative spotlight.
I just don't see the evidence in Sasha's claims. I know we see the video evidence that takes us all the way up until the moment before, but while it's as damning as it is, it's not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. We can't let him fall for this. I mean, if it was any other student, any other simple student that didn't have the promise he did, sure. But we can't allow the prestige and honor of the school to fall just because Tony might have made too big of a deal. I think we can easily get him off for this by just saying he's not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
I agree with you, and I think if we would accuse him right now and make him guilty, like it would set a precedent where people would come forward with not enough evidence, not strong enough evidence, and expect us to do the same for every single student in our school. And I don't think that's right by any standard. So I think personally we should let Tony off, no repercussions, but I believe Sasha should face something for the defamation of Tony's name in the school as the community.
I agree. We can inform them of our decision briefly, and we'll let them know as soon as we step out of this tribunal once it commences and once it finalizes its decision.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.